Hello, welcome again. I'm back. Where's the camera? like, and notice if you put it there, there we go. So today, yes, I know this has been reviewed a million times, and yes, I know I'm gonna hear the same thing that they said. The Neo Geo Mini sucks. It sucks. It's the worst thing ever. Oh my god, it's so horrible. It's so horrible. I should set it on fire and 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 put crosses around my house and put salt in front of the door and create a protection barrier from this because it's gonna rot my house and bring on the apocalypse and Satan will come out and claim the world for his own. I don't even know what they're talking about. Metal Jesus, I love you, bro. 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 No, but Metal Jesus, hey, you're a real popular YouTube channel. I know a lot of people listen to you. And yeah, a lot of them are reiterating what you're saying about the Neo Geo Mini sucking. But you're missing the point. And yes, I love your channel and keep doing what you're doing. This is not an attack on Metal Jesus. I actually really love his channel. I really value his opinion. But one thing I don't value his opinion on is when he says something sucks. Um, so the Neo Geo Mini is another mini console out there. Well, this one's a little different. It has a screen in it. But there are some things that it has that people are, quoting for it. I think if you come from a place of never experiencing the Neo Geo, I think this is a good gateway to get into it. Because let's face it, if you like the games on here, it might persuade you to buy a consoleized MVS or look out to buy an actual Neo Geo system. So to me, it's nothing more than a gateway. Um, this actually made me want to get an MVS. I've always wanted to get a Neo Geo home console, but I mean, with all of the arcade cartridges floating around there, I went with an MVS, and I will be going over that one. And I Mad Little Pixel, and there's a lot of different ones. I've already went over those, so it's not going to be a tear down, like a definite like overview of everything it offers. But with your Neo Geo Mini, of course, you have the plug, and yes, the lighting's turn it down a little bit. I mean, yeah, these videos are kind of off the cuff, so yeah, it's still got the white balance. I gotta hold it really close. So it comes with the standard power cable. I love the art on all these boxes. 40th anniversary. So why do I disagree with Metal Jesus and a lot of the people out there in the retro gaming space who want a Neo Geo? Why do I disagree with them? Well, let's first go over the games, of course, and I kind of go over why I disagree with them. So this one has this is the U.S. edition. So it has Metal Slug, Metal Slug 2, Metal Slug 3, Metal Slug X, Metal Slug 4, and Metal Slug X. Metal Slug 5 has King of Monsters 1 and 2, Sengoku 3, Magician Lord, Blues Journey, Shock Troopers and Shock Troopers Second Squad, Robo Army, Cross Swords, Mutation Nation, 3 count bout, King of Fighters 95, 97, 98, 2000, 2002, Art of Fighting, Fatal Fury Special, Real Bout Fatal Fury, Garo Mark of the Wolves, Samurai Showdown 3, 4, and 5. 5 special, sorry. Last Blade 2, World Heroes Perfect, Kazuna Encounter, Ninja Masters. I don't know why Top Players Golf is on there, but there it is. Super Sidekicks, Football Frenzy. I honestly think they should have put the baseball games in here. They're much better. Blazing Star, Last Resort, Ghost Pilot, and something called Puzzle. And this is a box that has the controllers. So we'll go to this next. Now, this is my disagreement to most of the negative about why the Neo Geo Mini sucks. And yes, the Neo Geo Mini was kind of pricey. Yeah, you can get them for like 70. You can get them for 70 to 60 bucks now. You can get the big one that I got for like 70 bucks. I think it's worth it. So this is the controller in white. I actually haven't opened the controller yet. This is kind of an unboxing after I've already unboxed it. But this is your standard white controller that you get with it. It's not a bad controller. It's a USB-C controller. So keep that in mind if you want to use it for other things. Remember, it's USB-C. I haven't tried it with my computer yet, so I don't know if it'll work with an adapter. I've had no need to. So you get one in white, and then you get one in black. The black one, since I've already opened it a million times, I don't know why these boxes just drive me nuts. I don't want to rip them. I don't want to rip these damn boxes. There we go. Got it. Try to keep my packaging material in good shape nowadays. Of course, it comes with an instruction manual for this. And yeah, it's an angled USB-C. So the first thing that a lot of people like Metal Jesus hit on was the controllers. Okay. Controllers are just an analog switch. This is probably about the same that you'll find in like a DualShock controller. And one of the reasons that I don't think that SNK or the people who made this, I don't think that their response was accurate, saying it's too hard to make a clicky switch. It's not. But I also see their point. Maybe cost was an issue when they were putting these things together. Maybe the clicky switch itself would have charged another 20 bucks for it. It's possible. The button layout's weird. Yeah, I think the button layout is kind of weird. But to be honest, I was never a fan of the pad to begin with. I honestly think that they should have included the Neo Geo, like a USB or a USB-C version of the Neo Geo arcade sticks, which I believe you can get. I don't know if there's one. I don't know if it has the SandWash stuff, but at least with like a kind of like the AES style arcade stick, at least you can switch things out. You have enough room to modify it. I believe there's a clicky switch for this that you can buy, but most people are not going to do that who buy this system. So I think what a lot of the reviewers are forgetting when it comes to the Neo Geo Mini is asking yourself, who is this for? I think that gets left out of the conversation on these mini consoles. Because, yeah, I know Nintendo did an amazing job of both their SNES Mini or SNES Mini and the NES Mini. I think they did a good job. They did a very good job. It's still using emulation. So it's still not 100% accurate. Which that goes into the Neo Geo as well, the Neo Geo Mini. It's not 100% accurate. You're never going to have 100% accuracy with any of these micro consoles or these mini consoles. Unless they're using FPGA. They are just a little system on a chip running an emulation layer. That's it. That's all it ever was. If you're getting these expecting it to be exactly like, what you remember in the arcade, you're going to be disappointed. You don't go into these micro consoles, mini consoles. I keep saying micro, like a microcomputer. You don't go into these consoles thinking that, oh my God, it's going to be the best thing in the world. It's going to be just like the original. I was like, nah, I think you're selling yourself a little short. Know, sir. So you get an HDMI cable, of course. This is a kind of like a smaller HDMI cable, which I like. Keeps the overall footprint. You get a package of stickers. I'm going to put these stickers on my console soon. Not a big fan of it being the King of the Monsters, but I mean, there could have been a worse game on there. It could have been something that I hate. Could have been Mutation Nation. That game's horrible. Uh, it's fun, but it's not that great. This doesn't come with it, of course. I just have millions of these damn USB-C wall plugs around here. So USB-C adapter. Sorry, USB adapters. So, and then you get the unit itself. It is kind of red, white, and blue looking. It looks like one of those old ice cream. It looks like an ice cream cone that you would get from the ice cream truck, doesn't it? It looks like one of those bomb pops. Like, so one of the criticisms I did see on Metal Jesus' review of this is not being able to. I mean, you could put it on a battery bank. It's not a bad idea. But yeah, why they have all this space in here? Why didn't they put a battery in there? That would have been nice to have, like a rechargeable battery that you could take this thing on the go. It would have sold better, I think. And it's pretty much just matching these on here and the little stick here. And like I said, none of these are clicky switches. Nothing is clicky on here. Buttons are responsive though. Controller I've had no problem with whether I use this or the pad. And then you got your controller ports on the side. And then you have your out ports, your HDMI out, headphone jack, and then, or stereo audio jack, whatever you want to call it, and then the video out on here. And it's not a bad little console. It's nothing, it's not terrible. It has its limitations. It's got lag. There we go. It's gonna start up. You can barely see it. The screen is good. I can barely see that though. But yeah, the screen is very good on this thing. Hey, look, I can see myself. pretty active. I haven't noticed too much lag on here, but to be honest, I haven't really. I want to do a playthrough of some of these games on a later stream. I'll post it here. There's really nothing much I can show right now. I can go ahead and plug it into my capture, but I mean, just go online and look for gameplay of this thing. I'm not going to really play through it. But I just want to kind of go over it because I got it recently. So, yeah, and let's go back to who this is for, because I don't know if I explained my 2 cents. Which you don't have to pay for my 2 cents. They're absolutely free. I think this is for that video game connoisseur, that video game fan that liked the Neo Geo, that doesn't want to spend a ton of money on the Neo Geo, you know, and wants something that's doesn't have to be set up, because people will bring up the Mister or FPGA all the time. They'll bring it up and they'll be like, well, that's the only way to play. If you're going to play anything, play it on that, or Raspberry Pi. You can load up. And like, yeah, you can do that. You can do that. But here's the thing. Most people who buy mini consoles, there's usually two groups. Either people are just going to buy them and they just want something that they can put on the shelf. That's, or something that, they may dabble in video games. They may want to kind of relive some classic Neo Geo games. Right. They want to relive some classic Neo Geo moments, but they don't want to drag out an arcade board. They don't want to drag out a system. They don't have the room for it. There's a lot of people living, especially with the pandemic, a lot of people moving into smaller places. something like this makes sense. And honestly, I don't think the emulation is that terrible. It's emulation. I mean, it can be better. Trust me. This thing could be miles. This thing could be miles better. Okay, I don't want to push that down. This thing could be way better than it was. But also, the better quality, the more cost would be associated with this thing. Because if you look on any given day, and don't take my word for it, go on eBay on any given day, and then just look up at the price of Neo Geo hardware. Look at the price of the games and the controllers, especially. Now, can you afford it? You know, and let's go with something like the Mister. They say, well, go FPGA. Well, if somebody doesn't have knowledge of putting one of those together, they're not going to want to buy an FPGA. They're not going to want to spend that time that they don't have to hook up a Mister and get the cores and all that stuff. Or, do like an emulation with a Raspberry Pi. They don't want to do it because they don't have time to do it. They have absolutely no time to devote to setting up a video game emulation box or even a console. They may not have space for a console. There are some people who will say, well, get the arcade. It's like, you don't have room to put it in your place. Like, I have just enough room to keep a few systems going at once. I mean, maybe in the future I have another place. So this thing has been nice because I don't have to drag out all the stuff. Now, I will be doing the review on my MVS unit that I'm getting. So it's not like I'm not going to be playing Neo Geo on official hardware or on this forever or on emulation, because I definitely wanted to make that jump. But some people don't want to make the jump, and this makes more sense for them. And I put the stickers on. It looks pretty good. I didn't get the stickers like 100% perfect, but these little stickers, they're reseatable. They got some pretty decent little glue, but they're removable. I think it looks better like that. At least it makes the little breakup of the yeah, a little breakup of the patriarchal ice cream cone look, or ice cream bar look. But yeah, and that's my little review of this system. I said I might do a couple streams with it. But yeah, when I get the MVS, I'm going to be using that thing a lot. I have always wanted one of these systems. Well, not the Mini. And so what's going to happen after I start neglecting this and playing the MVS more? I mean, there's another group of us that just collect things. Like, I like collecting the mini consoles. I don't play them all, but I just like collecting them. It's like those people who collect the old mini arcades. It's the same vein as that. And I think what happens a lot of times is people want to tell you what to spend money on. Like, oh, don't waste your money on that. Buy this. Buy that instead. And I think that's what it is. They don't want to waste money on something, so they think that other people would be wasting their money on something if they bought it. But it's all expectations. I would say if you're going into buying one of these thinking it's going to be the next best thing, I would say think again, because it is what it is. But I'm happy to have one of these. I kept seeing them drop in price, and I was like, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna get one. I know I may not play it that much, but it's something that I can look back. And this is a newer system, you know, as far as that. This thing's gonna last a lot longer. You know, so hey. Honestly, this little mini console will be here long after I'm buried. Maybe somebody in the resale market would love it too. Or some younger kid who's never had one of these and never experienced it. I think it's a good thing. Preservation of these games by any means, even if it's a crappy at-games console, preservation is still the #1 goal. And yeah, I know there's some really crappy ones. I have a couple crappy at-game ones. I have the Atari, the one with the little paddle controllers. I have that. It's terrible. I love it, but it's terrible because the controls are way too sensitive for what the actual paddle did. I mean, when I had paddle controllers on the Atari 2600, I remember having to crank those damn things to move the block. So, but I thank anybody for watching. I really, really do. It means a lot. Coming from my old channel, this is refreshing starting over. I don't feel like I have to make this top quality content. I just feel that I feel at home, you know, being back on Facebook. Facebook. No, not there. Facebook. No, being on YouTube again, I kind of feel at home a little bit. But I mean, this time I'm not on here to make any kind of subscriber goals or anything like that. Just here to chill. Just chill. But with that being said, I thank you for visiting me on this day. Thank you for checking out the Neo Geo Mini with me, and I will see you in another one. Keep my eyes focused that way. I always focus towards the screen, but I will be doing that review of the Neo Geo MVS when I get it. Can't wait to see you then. I'm sure there'll be a lot of people interested in that. And yeah, we're going to find out together if I get burned or if it's an actual good one. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching.